Hey there, so my name's Kate Denning. I'm the principal of Denning Insurance Law. I work in insurance and personal injuries law in Queensland. I'm an accredited personal injuries specialist and a Doyle's Guide recommended public liability lawyer. This video is for anyone who is looking for a personal injuries lawyer and they just don't know where to start. So here I'm going to provide you with my 5 tips for finding a top no-win, no-fee personal injury lawyer for your case. I understand that when people are first injured and they're looking for a personal injuries lawyer, it can be a very daunting exercise. You jump on Google, do a search, and a heap of results are returned. Some are rubbish. There's Google ratings, there's ads, there's all sorts of information coming at you. So what I want to do is cut through all of that and give you some short and sharp tips on how to find the right lawyer for you. Now, my first tip is to choose a lawyer and not a brand. Okay, because on a day-to-day basis on your case, it's the individuals that you are going to be working with that you are going to have to get along with. And when it comes to the pointy end of actually resolving your case, the opponents who are actually going to be the ones saying how much money that they're prepared to pay you or offer you, they're going to be looking at who the lawyer is, who the practitioner is on the other side. They're not particularly interested in who the brand is on the other side. They want to know who within that organisation has actually been handling this matter on a day-to-day basis, who's been developing the case, who has been gathering the evidence, who has been writing the letters, who has been taking the instructions. You can have a very, very good lawyer in a no-name brand firm, or you can have a very average lawyer in a very large firm. And ultimately, your opponents don't really care about who the brand is on the other side. In fact, that can, associate negative views in their mind with respect to your case. My second tip is to look for a lawyer that has specialist knowledge or a special interest in your case. That's going to be more relevant for some people than for others. For example, if you have a medical negligence case, or you have a childhood institutional abuse case, or a dust diseases case, you're going to be wanting somebody who knows their stuff in that area. You're going to be wanting someone who works with that stuff, who understands the processes, who understands who the experts are to get. That's who you're going to be wanting. Beyond that, what you might be looking for is someone who is an accredited specialist in personal injuries. Within Australia, we have an accredited specialist program across the various states and territories. So people are accredited specialists within their states. And what that means is that they have had to undergo a rigorous program and be peer reviewed to be at the standard of specialist accreditation. My third tip for you is likability and trustworthiness. So those two things are really important when you're looking for a professional. They should be likable and trustworthy. How are you going to assess those things? Well, it's going to be fairly difficult if you don't know the person, or if you haven't met the person, or they're not recommended to you by someone that you really trust. So what I would suggest that you do is what you would do when you start maybe dating somebody is you look them up on social media. Look at their Facebook page. If they're, a sole practitioner, look at their business's Facebook page. Look at their Twitter feed. Look at their LinkedIn profile. Look at those kinds of things. So, think about whether or not you actually have the same kinds of views about things as them. Ultimately, the client-lawyer relationship is like any other relationship. It has to work to be effective. You actually kind of have to like each other for things to work going forward. My next tip for you is to consider someone who is peer recognised. So somebody who has been around a while, who has the respect of their peers, because ultimately when you bring a claim, if you bring a claim and you're represented by somebody who is very well regarded within their area and their jurisdiction, that is going to go a long way towards a successful outcome in your case. So how are you going to find out if they're peer recognised? Well, you could be getting a recommendation from another solicitor, or you could be looking at their LinkedIn profile to see how they've been endorsed and who is endorsing them. And also it could be that they've received industry awards. So for example, they could be ranked within Doyle's Guide. There's other industry ways of recognising them as well, such as specialist accreditation. And then finally, my final tip is to make sure that they offer a fee arrangement that you are comfortable with. If you want no win, no fee, then you're going to be going to a law firm or a lawyer that offers that. Another aspect to no win, no fee personal injury claims is the disbursements, who's going to pay them. So some law firms offer a variety of different arrangements. You can pay those as you go, they can pay them, or they might have litigation funders, or you might be required to take out a litigation loan. So it's a matter of working out, okay, is this a fee arrangement that I'm comfortable with? And I wouldn't necessarily go for a firm who offers the lowest price or the highest price, because ultimately you could be finding that someone is underquoting you, or providing a lower estimate in order to win your work, and you don't want to find out down the track that in fact the work is costing a hell of a lot more than was first estimated. Equally, you don't want to be paying a very average lawyer in a very large firm a high hourly rate when they're not all that good. So it has to be a fee arrangement that you are comfortable with yourself. So there you have it. They're my 5 tips for finding the right no win, no fee personal injury lawyer for your case. If you have any questions regarding no win, no fee personal injury arrangements, you can direct them to local practitioners within your state or territory. Feel free to get in touch with me. My email address is kdennings@dennings.com.au, or my phone number is 0730673025. Take care.